Welcome. In this project, we will build upon our previous project, where we made a movie genre website. We'll add a few more pages, add some tables, some jQuery components, and a contact form. To start with, we created a movie site. Within that folder, we have our CSS folder with an external CSS document for our CSS code. We have an images folder with our poster images, some textured images, and any other images we would like to include in our website. We created a template folder with our movies Dreamweaver template, the page that we will base all our other pages on. The template will not be published. The other pages will eventually if you choose. We created our home page called index.html and an about page called about.html. Once again, those elements must all remain in our movie site folder. They must remain organized in the position they are for this site to present correctly. And on Chrome, we can take a quick look at that home page. We have our different movie posters within these different layout devices using HTML and CSS. We use CSS pretty heavily to stylize the rollover effects, hover effects on the buttons, the colors and textures in the different div tags, the different content sections, the header, and we manipulated the text, the font, the color, the size, and some of the background effects. We also created our about page, and you were supposed to add some information here about your website. Today we're going to start with our tickets page. We already have it linked to that page, and now we can make that page. So we're going to open Dreamweaver. Once again, it should be up here through your Adobe Cloud connection, Adobe Creative Cloud. Dreamweaver is the green box with the DW. I have it down here on my dock, and we can click that and open up Dreamweaver. It's possible that we're still connected to this site from our last project, but let's double check. Quite often we would make site, new site. This time we're going to manage the site and make sure we're still connected to our movie site. There we are. We are still connected, or at least I am. If not, you would select that movie site and hit done. Now we are connected, and if you look at the files panel here, you can see everything from that site folder, including our CSS document, all of our images, our template folder, and our finished pages. Now I'm ready for my next page. File, New. This is going to be a document from a new page from our site templates. Not starter templates, but site templates. Movie site. And there's my movie DWT template, which I'm going to base this page upon. I'm going to make sure update page is checked and create. We'll give it a moment. Okay. In live view, that shows us pretty much what it's going to look like on the web. I'm also going to make sure my properties panel is open. If not, you can go to Windows, find the properties panel, open that, and position it down here and snap it to the bottom of your layout of your interface. That's the live view. We have the split view. It shows us both the live view and the code view, and then we can go to the basic code view. As you get used to creating websites, you can use the code more and more. You'll find yourself working on the code side more and more. Now remember, we based these pages on the template, and we had an editable region. So the only section we're really going to change on these pages is within that main section. Everything else is pretty much locked on this website, on this web page. One thing we can change is that title that will be in the browser title bar, and this is going to be tickets page. So I'll call this Monster Flicks. That's the name of my website. Tickets. Remember, in this title you can use capital letters and spaces. Next thing I should do is save this page. File, Save As. It should go to my site automatically. We're keeping it at this top level. And I'm going to entitle this tickets.html. Make sure you spell it right. No capital letters. Period.html. Save. And we're ready to go. We also can access our CSS code, our HTML or source code. Let's go to the live view and see where we are. So that's basically the template page. Now we can start to edit this. I'm going to call this page Tickets. Now, most of the movies I've selected, or all of them, are no longer in the theaters, but what we can do is link to some theaters and maybe make a suggestion. I'm going to leave my slogan there, be very afraid. And in my paragraph text, I'm going to say, check out some of the latest motion pictures. Now I'm going to insert a table for this web page. We can go to the Insert panel, HTML, and down here we have Table. I want that table after that paragraph text, and I'm going to do 3 rows, 2 columns. Table width, I'm going to set mine to 90%. Make sure it's at percent. You could also do pixels, but let's do percent. Border thickness, I'm going to do 1. Cell padding, pushing the text away from the wall of the cell, 3. Little space between the cell, 1. Now these aren't any magic numbers. You could eventually adjust these if you'd like. Header, I could do none, left or top. I'm going to do top row and OK. At the top row here, movie theater. And let me double click over in this cell, click within that orange box, and call this tickets and times. I'll have the black text on the dark background. I'll eventually have to adjust that. Let me click in this next panel. That's going to be my first movie theater company, AMC Theaters. And I can find my other box over here. Double click in there. And for this I'm just going to write tickets and times. Over here, my next movie theater chain. And call this one Starlight Cinemas. And over here in this cell, I will once again write tickets and times. Good. We can also look at the source code. And there's my table. Opening and closing tag with the width and height and such that I added. Here's the table body. Within that body is our TRs, table rows, TH, table header, TR, table row, TD, table data, all the data in those different cells, all the text or data in those different cells, TR, table row, TD, table data. So we can make a CSS rule for each of these levels, each of these tags. Let's go back to the live view. Another way to maneuver around my table is that if I'm on one of these cells, I can arrow up on my keyboard and move through these different levels. Table body all the way up to the table itself. Table body, and we can move through there. You can also see there's tags displayed down here, the pathway to where I am out here in the screen. Here's different tags I can click on to go all the way back to the different panels, different sections. And then arrow forward, arrow back to go to different levels. And in our next video, we'll see how we can change the style of this table using CSS.